Here we are, and spawning in the northeast position as the red Terran player from Team Alien Invasion. It is Revenge. He seeks revenge on the Zerg player. Not that he's lost to him yet, but in the bottom left position, wearing the tag P-Dux. I do not know what P-Dux is supposed to insinuate or imply, but it is Delphi Zerg. Oh, Delphi. P-Dux. When I think about ducks, I can only really think about, like, Mighty Ducks. Like, they are, like, Mighty Ducks is what comes to mind more than anything else. So, P-Dux, I'm kind of lost. I don't know. Revenge. So, I actually don't know too much about Revenge. He is one of the Korean players staying in Germany. I believe that's the terms. The EPS Cup. This is the 5th German EPS Cup, and it is open to only German players and players residing in Germany, I'm pretty sure. The only non-German in today's cup is Revenge. Delphi Zerg is actually opening up with the 14 pool. Is that maybe 13 pool? Interesting. Maybe he was expecting some sort of command center first. Revenge is just going to open up with a wall, so I don't think a fast pool is going to do him in anytime soon. The Reaper play will follow, as he does have that gas finishing up. So this seems like a pretty normal build from Revenge. I'm not 100% sure what Delphi is looking to accomplish with this attack, but I'm just gonna throw it out there. I don't think it's going to be much of a problem for Revenge to hold off any type of early aggression. Although I will say the one nice thing about this for Delphi, and maybe this is what he was planning on doing, is just getting a really fast queen and preventing the Reaper from doing any damage. It's important to keep in mind that the Reaper just starting now, actually waiting to see that he can't afford to begin his queen yet, but with the Reaper just starting, that queen is going to be out so much faster than it would in a normal game that he shouldn't have too much trouble. Like, there's no reason why Revenge should be able to kill anything with this with his Reaper. So I don't think that's going to be an issue for Delphi. It is nice for Revenge only because the expansion is up a little bit later for the Zerg, which means that Revenge can have slightly more even economy. But I guess Revenge needs a pause. Hopefully everything is okay. Hopefully everything is all right. Yeah. So this is the first best of 3 of the day, by the way. We are in the round of 16. I think I can count. So I'm just going to, this is a round of 16 for today's bracket. And, okay, looks like Revenge is ready to go. And we're going again. Well, at least nothing horrible happened there as this Reaper makes its way across the map. And Delphi will know when this command center gets plopped down as Revenge is here with his SCV. And there we go. So now the Reaper is coming in towards that main base of Delphi, and the Queen is already here. This is the benefit of this build by Delphi. Even though he didn't take gas to go for an attack, actually pulls drones to fight still. They do not want to do that. So Revenge gets something, but he doesn't get any kills. Just barely any lost mining time. But the Queen does a good job of defending, and he's still kind of dancing around looking for somewhere. Maybe he could bring a little bit of pressure. But it ain't nothing but a thing for Delphi. He is locked up tight. This ship will not have its portholes unmanned. And the second Queen pops out. He says, "Yeah, I'm slow on the creep, but you can't go back towards the mineral line anyway." And he's got to be feeling pretty good. He has another Queen on the way at his natural expansion. Kills the Zergling. All right, 25 minerals. He draws first blood, what have you, of this game. Going for a drone. Not going to get anything. Might get a second Zergling as the Queen's not done yet, so that's okay, not bad. Oh, it might. No, it won't commit. Losing that Reaper is so easy. And he keeps the second Reaper back at home because he recognizes that since it was a pool first, there is potential for Lings to be waiting on the map, sharking around looking for a poor SCV or two to delay the command center that was building. But a starport on the way and a tech lab as Revenge continues to harass with this Reaper. And, well, man, the Queen is not here. Does get a drone kill. And now he has to be feeling pretty good about himself. This build was designed to prevent this type of shenaniganery from occurring. Yet he's still managing to do some really, really smooth harass. Delphi pulling back. Does get the Reaper. Very, very nice. So he can suddenly say to himself, yep, I'm feeling really secure. Hellions are on the map, though. He has the second Reaper back home to accompany them. And we can see the starport move on to the tech lab. He's got this second gas for a little while now, so he'll be able to get cloak without any difficulty. And here he comes up towards the natural expansion. Important to keep in mind, Zergling speed's on the way. He has 2 gas in his main base. He can opt for a fast lair or double evolution chambers and a roach warren. Just straight up double evo chamber can make things a little bit difficult dealing with this Hellion Banshee Reaper type attack. Mostly because, and actually a few Zerglings were not able to snake on around to the left side, or right side, excuse me. But this type of attack can be hard to hold with just queens. So let's see how Delphi does it. He's just 3 queens. Oh, there he goes. We'll start Spine Crawler. This is what I was talking about. It's just so difficult sometimes to hold on against the type of early Banshee attacks that a Terran player can bring against a Zerg. And Revenge is being very, very astute in his aggressive stance, trying to delay the creep spread. But with Delphi having so many queens, or at least as many queens on the map, I don't think he has just 1 in his main. He's taken off the natural queen, so he does only actually have 4 queens. This allows him to get some pretty solid creep spread, but that Banshee is out on the map. Cloak is about to finish. There's about 20 lings on the way. So he wants to use the Zerglings to push this back with the support of the queens, and then use everything else to hold the Banshee off. There's just 1 queen in the main base. There's no Spore Crawler, so there's potential for this to do some serious damage. 1 Spore is building at the wall of the natural to hold units back, and the Banshee's actually just going to focus down drones. Yeah, and he activates the Cloak, has to wait for the Spore Crawler. He's just going to target down drones. Very smart of him. The Zerglings are not able to get on top of these Hellions. And Revenge, he is having some shake and bake action here. Lair just starting. Mutalisks are so far away, so the only way he can really deal with this Banshee is with queens, and he is microing himself quite nicely. He can't really do too much. Tries to rally drones down to the natural. Those get picked off. Whoop, another Banshee coming over towards the 3rd base of Delphi. And there's actually no detection here in the natural, just the Spore on the top side, but it won't be able to spot this Banshee just yet. And we can see Revenge barely slips inside vision, but he's still not within the attack range of anything. And Delphi seems to be falling apart here in this early game. Revenge, in the meanwhile, added on 2 extra barracks, 3rd command center, double engineering bay, actually moving straight to 5 racks now, getting the rest of his infrastructure. And that Banshee's still alive. You know, he finally wards it off, moves the Spore Crawler, but it's not dead yet. Will it escape? Tries to poke it with the queen on the way out. He does not kill it. And then the second Banshee comes in from the 3rd base direction. And there are 2 queens here with a drone. But there's no Overseer. The lair's just finished. So he can actually still pick these drones off. No trouble. He could poke the queens if he wanted. And he is really racking them up. He has killed 23 drones so far this game, sustaining what could only be regarded as minimal losses. And this drone will die as well. He's only lost 100 resources compared to almost 2,000 now. Revenge is just, I don't know of any way to describe this other than he is just straight up bullying Delphi at this point. And he's even killing some Zerglings. Still has both Banshees alive. And now the Hellions are coming back for round 2. He has bio production going in full bore. Stim is done. He has medevacs, some Marines out on the map. The lair is finished, but he's getting his 1-1 upgrades, excuse me, his 2-2 upgrades, but he doesn't have a Spire on the way. He doesn't even have a Baneling nest. How is he supposed to stop a bio attack without Banelings? He has the very slight upgrade advantage, but all Revenge needs to do is push when he evens out the upgrades, when his own 1-1 is complete, and he should be fine. Even with the medevacs, 1-1 might not be enough, and he comes in from the right side. He's still going to kill even more drones. His Banshee's got almost 20 kills on it. Such nice play from Revenge. I can't believe I've never seen Banshee stay alive this long in a TVZ like this. He is really getting the maximum cost effectiveness from this. Even another drone gonna die. This is a slaughter. I don't have any other way to describe what's happening in this game right now. Overlord picked off at the 3rd base. Revenge. He's up with 20 workers. The Zerglings do come in, but he's got the Marines. Stims runs back with the Hellions. He's trying to get us around with those Zerglings. The 1-1 is done for Revenge, though, so he's no longer at an upgrade disadvantage. And he's going to drop the mules under the fire of these Zerglings. He doesn't care. There's more Zerglings on the way in that production tab. Tries to run into the natural expansion. The wall is lowered. At the same time, he's got Zerglings over by the 3rd base. Revenge just needs to keep himself composed. He should be okay holding this attack off. Like I said, there's still not even a Baneling nest. He has no way to deal with the mass Marines. He could actually just A-move to Delphi's base. The only thing that Delphi will have is +2, maybe +2 attack. When the attack hits, he's going for the run-by, though. This is a smart play to try to pull Revenge back, and he actually does. He's moving everything back, even with this Banshee. He still has a Banshee with this army from earlier. But this is this is a tough situation to be in, I feel, for Delphi. And by that I mean, I can't see any humanly possible way that you hold off this many Marines with stim, combat shields, and medevacs, even though he has 2-2, with no banelings. He does not have a baneling nest. He needs to kill this with mass ling, and there are Widow Mines here as well. So this isn't gonna. Yeah, he might just kill him right here. Widow Mines will burrow. The Zerglies have a good surround. Can the Widow Mine friendly fire help him out? No. And I think that will be the end of this game. GG. Revenge takes, well, a pretty brutal slaughter of a game 1.